Alright guys, here we are back working on Gordon some more. Just little teething issues again. This window right here stopped working. It's making like a clicking noise. I'm sure some of you guys have probably seen that or heard it. So we'll show you what it does here. It goes about this far down and then the motor just clicks. So I don't know if there's like a gear stripped on the motor or something like that, and by what I've been reading, it seems like the gear, if there is a broken gear, it's part of the motor. So I got to replace the motor anyway. So I ordered a motor from LMC and I'm hoping that'll fix it. If not, I'm hoping when we get back there, maybe I can see what's wrong and kind of fix it just somehow. Like if it's the regulator or something like that, I can just fix it. I'll have to buy a new one. So I'm going to show you what it's doing here real quick. All right, I'm going to come over here and take a listen. So watch the window and you'll hear it. Stop. Here we go. That's it. That's all it does. And then when you put it up, that's not good. Kids like to put their windows down, plus it gets hot here. It happened right at the end of the summertime and I couldn't put my window all the way down, so it would get hot as hell in here. So we're gonna try and figure that out with the motor. Hope it's the motor. So we'll take this inner door panel off here. I don't think it's gonna be too hard. You can see screws there. I'm sure there's two in here. There's a couple back here. So yeah, we'll kind of run through this and see what we can get accomplished. There's some screws there, but I don't know if that's got to come out. I wouldn't imagine it has to come out.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So like I said, we'll start taking these off. All right, so we're almost there. We got all the screws out. There were two here, two right there, and that little door trim piece just comes out. You pull the handle out and it'll slip out. And I took these three out of here. Took this one off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't even know if this had to come off or not, but whatever. It's off. So the way we just found to get this loose, it took us forever to figure out how to get this top piece loose. This little black trim piece is going to go with it, apparently. We were trying to get it separate, which obviously wasn't going to work. So what ended up happening was I was pulling on the bottom of this, kind of pulling the bottom out, and he would take the palm of his hand and he's kind of pushing in and trying to roll this back. And that's kind of what I'm going to try and keep doing to get this out of here. Let me switch over. So we got the first one popped. I think there's like 3 clips in there. So we're gonna see if I can not bust them out. So as you can see here, it is not working. So I mean, on a switch, you did it before.
Yeah, I'll try it.
He's gonna try it here because he's the one that popped it out. I was kind of holding the bottom, but you can kind of. Are you pulling back, kind of?
I'm kind of like gripping this with my fingers and pulling back as I'm like rocking.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So hopefully the piece under this, that's behind this, is going like that and releasing.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Same thing, maybe. Okay. So there it is. Now we just got to unplug the window switch, or not. Probably just throw it out of the way.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all that.
What?
The carmine, almond, blue, Cheyenne.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
This little weather stripping piece coming loose. I'll glue that back in place, I think. So hopefully we'll just hit the window and kind of see what happens. Now everything's hooked up still, so it should still work. And we'll hit the switch and just kind of watch the window and see what happens. I guess you want to try and take a look in there and see if you can see what's happening.
Yeah. Yes. I don't see anything obvious. It's just weird. Do you think you can see the gear right there? Maybe you guys can. Let me get a flashlight. You hear that fuel pump ripping. Yeah, those are the gears it's riding on. I just have no idea why it's stopping. Up. Up. That's a weird one. We're probably going to have to pull this thing apart, guys, and see what we can find, and then we'll let you know.
All right, more progress. It was like 5 hours later, but no, seriously. We took these 2 bolts off here, these 2 nuts actually. You might be able to see the threads in there.
Little studs right there.
Yeah, we kind of punched that backward And these two bolts that we mentioned earlier, didn't know what they did. Well, after looking at YouTube, they hold the bottom of this whole assembly thing. Apparently it goes way down the bottom of the door. So we just took those off, and now this whole thing is loose.
These two.
Excuse me, yeah, because this went like this. Just bolted it right there, and this whole thing's gonna have to come out of this hole. So I'm hoping I can get it out without having to take this out somehow. I mean, if I do, I guess looks like it's just a clip holding this in. I might be able to figure that out. I don't want to mess with it. But anyway, we're gonna see if we can get, since this is all loose, now we have to slide these rollers out of this track right here for the window. And I have this wedge in here holding the window up so it doesn't fall in there. And once we get this side of the track, we should be able to hopefully fish it out of this big hole.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're gonna have to tighten it up till you see where those big openings are, where the wheels can fill out. This little wheel can slide all the way over here and then hopefully pop out. And then there's a track down at the bottom that I think we're just gonna slide, like the edge of that track right there. Hopefully we can just slide this forward and out this edge. So that's kind of the plan, to see if we can get this contraption out of here, but we'll let you guys know.
All right, so we found a problem. I'm a little concerned about the motor, but I think it is the motor. We looked at the regulator. That seems to be working fine. The teeth aren't chewed up. They're good to go. It still has grease. It moves freely. So I don't recommend doing this, but we're just doing it to test the motor basically. 12 volt power source. We're just going to use the battery on the truck here and then hit the two leads right here. And we're going to listen to the motor and watch the gear. Ready? We'll light it on. See that? You can hear the motor turning,
Kinda.
but that gear ain't spinning. So now I'm going to switch them around. And then we're going to, then I'll do it again. And this is, you'll see what it was doing here. You saw what it was doing with the window there. So ready?
You hook up.
Here we go.
Fire you up.
I'm up. And there you have it. So that's what it was doing in the truck. It would just go halfway down, like about that much, and then stop. So something in here is messed up. We hooked a new one up. It spins freely. It just keeps spinning until you unhook it. So I think I'm pretty confident this is the problem. So we're going to bolt this in there and then throw it back in and hopefully have a new working motor. All right, out with the old, in with the new. So we got the new one bolted up.
Old one?
Yeah. So the new one came with the this little bracket right here came with the new one. You had to put that on there with these 4 little screws. They're not riveted on like these are. Put the 4 screws in there with the new bracket, and then it's weird, these 3 holes didn't have threads in them, so you basically cut the threads with these. So it's tight. I'm pretty sure it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, you can maybe you can see the threads in those or not. I'm not sure. But
Yeah, these are threaded, but
yeah.
well, I don't know. Maybe they cut the threads with the bolts in those. I don't know. But either way,
yeah,
it's in. So there it is. The gears are meshed. Threw some more of the grease. There was like a big, huge glob of grease right there laying around, so I just got it and jammed it in there. So hell, there's some I could probably put more in. I could put in there, but yeah, we're gonna try and put this thing back in there now and hope for the best. All right, so now we got everything put back together. This was a little rough to get in. This was hard to get actually in these little rollers. So what we ended up having to do was we had the window all the way up, and I believe these little cutouts right here, you put this rear one, let me go down, this rear one into this cutout right here, and the front one goes into this cutout right here. You can kind of see it.
yeah, you can see it there.
There you go.
Yeah.
So then once you do that, you roll it all the way back as far as it can go, because you have one more track down here. Roll it as far back as you can go, and then you had to get into this bottom track from the back side and then come forward with it.
I don't know if you can really see that. I mean, there's a track right there.
Yeah, so we had to put that in from the very back, and then you just roll everything forward. That's how we got it in. These little studs, the nuts are loose on there now. We had a hard time lining those up as well, but what you got to do with this one is we plug back in the motor, and if you
The plug's just right on the top there. Yeah, you can see it right there.
Yeah. So you give power to the switch, and if these studs aren't in there, the studs will rotate as it tries to put the window up and down. So you just have to use your power window switch to get the studs to turn in order to line them up and get them through the hole. Once you get them in the hole, you put the nuts on, and then when you hit your switch, this isn't going to turn, and it's going to stay do your little scissor thing up and down. And of course the bottom bolts you took out in the beginning, you put those back in, you're probably gonna get a flashlight and like a straight pick or something to line the holes up. Get one started and the other one will follow. So yeah, that's it. Kind of a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie. So now we're just gotta put everything back together, and hopefully I got a working window within the next 20 or 30 minutes because it's starting to get dark. All right guys, we got the install finished. As you saw, the motor, did we hook it up? The good motor?
I don't think we did the good one.
We tested the good motor just like
we did the good
old
one,
and it worked out there. So we put it in, and I'll show you. See what happens. All right, so it's down. The truck's not running; it's just off the battery here, so it's a little slow.
And it does go full travel.
Yeah, when the truck's running, it goes a little faster.
Yeah.
Not running, and there it is. So I have a working window, so it actually worked, which I'm pretty stoked about. I didn't just waste my time like those door hinges, but it works. So I'd call that mission accomplished, and now it's worked better than the other three. So I don't know if I'm going to do the other three or not to kind of match it. The other ones, they still go, like I said, they still go up and down. It's just a little slow, and that one obviously works a lot better. So I don't know. I might do the other three. Maybe one at a time or something, and now that I actually know what to do, because this took forever. Like, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but this probably took about 3 hours. So that was a long time just for that motor. But now I think we could probably cut that at least in half if we were to do it again. Now I know kind of how to get the rollers out of the tracks and all that, so it might be worth it in the future. And those motors, I think the motor was $34, maybe somewhere in the 30s. It wasn't horrible, so maybe that's a project for another day to do the rest of them. But I got a working window now, so I'm happy with that. So we'll leave it at that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we're going to try and bring you some more stuff. Still got to show you guys the stereo, but I got my new seat belts in that are a better color, because you remember I wasn't too crazy about the color. I thought that was closer, but apparently it wasn't. So I got the other, a little bit closer match. The seat belts aren't perfect match. They're not like OEM colors, so I just had to get the closest thing I could find. So I got something closer than that. So we're going to put those in, and maybe when I do that, then we'll get the seat forward, because I got to take those seats out and all that. Kind of a pain. So let me show you guys the steering. So on that note, guys, that's it. Again, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, we just hit 1,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate it. I mean, you guys have no idea how much that means. So I really appreciate that. It's cool that 1,000 of you guys out there like this stuff. So we're gonna keep trying it some more, and try and bring you some more stuff, man. Some more cool things, and do some more cool things with this. So thanks again. I appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one.